Hard times are not easy, but Jarkko is here, and welcome to my vinyl bar. Today I'm here to talk something about an album called Dynasty. It's the 7th studio album by Kiss, released on May 1979, which was almost exactly 35 years ago. It was the first time that the original 4 members didn't all appear together for the entire album. Producer Vinny decided that Chris' drumming was substandard, so Kiss hired studio drummer Anton Fick to play on Dynasty sessions, with the exception of song Dirty Living. And Anton Fick has been the drummer for the Paul Schaefer-led house band of David Letterman's late night television shows since 1986. And he also played on Frehley's solo album. Anyway, on Dynasty, Frehley sings 3 songs: Hard Times, Save Your Love, and a cover of the Rolling Stones song 2000 Man. Stanley sings 3 songs: I Was Made for Loving You, Sure Know Something, and Magic Touch. And Simon sings lead vocals on only 2 songs, Charisma and X-Ray Eyes. And Chris sings just 1 song, Dirty Living. And something more about the song called I Was Made for Loving You. It was kinda disco style song, and disco was pretty popular at the time. And it was one of the biggest selling singles ever, and it was the 2nd single certified gold in the US. And that song was the first songwriting collaboration by Kiss with Desmond Child. And I think many of you knows who he is, or at least you certainly have heard many songs co-written by him. And I Was Made for Loving You happened to be the very first 7-inch single, or in that case more like an EP, that I ever bought. And I bought it because I liked that song, and I still like that song. And to this day it's also the only vinyl that I have ever sold, and needless to say, I'm still pretty pissed about it, because it was a Mexican pressing. But my buddy managed to persuade me to sell it, and I did. I was young and stupid, I guess. And now comes an awkward transition which leads to these pressings. But first, something about the now iconic Kiss logo created by Frehley and letters SS look like lightning bolts, and now I quote Wikipedia. And these S's happen to look similar to the Nazi SS, and that symbol is illegal to display in Germany. And that's why, to avoid controversy, since 1979 most of the band's album covers and merchandise in Germany have used a modified version of the logo instead, in which the letters SS look like letters ZZ backwards. And if you have some German Kiss stuff which have the lightning bolt S's, you're lucky. But here is the version of Dynasty that I bought in 1984-85, and this is German pressing, and I have to admit that I'm still not sure whether this is an original West German pressing or not. This is pretty pathetic looking pressing, because the only things that are special about this pressing are that this is West German pressing, and this has these ZZ backwards S's, and there's no barcode. Instead, the original album pressing, or at least some versions, included a colorful inner sleeve, vinyl had custom label, and inserts included merchandise order form and a full color poster. So why I bought this? First of all, I still haven't managed to find a complete original one, and now that the brand new reissue has 3 out of those 4 things, that's why I decided to buy this. I haven't opened this yet, so now I'm gonna do live opening. And even though this time I know what's inside, doesn't mean that I'm not excited, because finally I have the proper version of this more or less classic album. So let's see. First incision with surgical precision, very carefully. Alright, so let's see. Oh, here's the colorful inner sleeve. Custom label. and Foster. Like that. And this should also have an MP version of the album. Oh. Yes. MP3 download voucher. So pretty cool packaging. And now I would like to say something about these songs. Charisma, pretty okay. Dirty Living, I like that song. And go and check out the demo version of Dirty Living on YouTube. That's almost hilarious version. Hard Times, well, mediocre, fairly song. I Was Made for Loving You. No, needless to say, that's classic. Magic Touch, that's one of my favorite Kiss songs ever. I really liked that song. Probably in the top 10 of my favorite Kiss songs. Save Your Love, well, again, mediocre. Frailly song, Sure No Something, a damn good song. Also one of my favorite Kiss songs. X-Ray Eyes, a little bit below mediocre Simon's song. And 2000 Man, well, that's a cover version, but pretty good one. And those were the things that I wanted to say and show about this album. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment or a question if you have any. See you again, and careful with that needle.